Ravi this side from Learn and Grow channel. So today I am going to start a new playlist. In this we will cover the Docker and Kubernetes whole concept from a beginner to advanced level. Okay, so let us start. So first we see what is Docker, why Docker is required, why so many people are running behind Docker. What was present with the Docker that earlier concept like virtual machine is not able to provide. Okay, let's start from the beginning. So today mainly we have three approach. Earlier approach we were using bare metal system, so it is outdated now. Bare metal means you take a hardware and install the application on it and a guest OS on it. Sorry, simple OS on it. Then you run application over it. So there were some limitation because you require more hardware. Then we shifted to VM, virtual machine. Virtual machine can be on premises, like you create your own virtual environment, or it can be you take something from the AWS cloud. So there was some problem with the VM that was overcome by the Docker. So what was the problem with the VM? So if I take example of VM, in case of VM, we have hardware. Okay, then we install some hypervisor. Hypervisor may be ESXi or KVM. Then we install the guest OS and we run application over it. So suppose if I need to run another application, uh, suppose application B, I can run over this same VM, but there is some issue because this app A is using some binary file of operating system, and this application B, suppose I am running like hundred of applications over this. So these are four application running, and these all the application will use the common library file that will be provided by the guest OS. So if I do some hardware tuning or change some kernel parameter or do some patching, then what will happen? This whole application will be impacted by this. Suppose if I do patching for some particular application or do some fine tuning, these all will be impacted. Means there is no separation between the library files, so they will have conflict as they are sharing the common library files. So due to avoid this, so suppose a test team require a machine that I need a machine having some this configuration, then another team will come to you. Suppose this is team one machine that I need to modify some setting. So for every team you need to create individual virtual machine. So this will be very major issue in the testing environment where you will have lot of requirement, like as per testing you need to prepare the different systems. So if I require like 100 having 100 multiple teams, so they all will require 100 VMs. So now for each VM there will be separate resources, CPU, etc. Then management will be there, and then each will be having his own separate OS, separate OS, separating operating system. So you need so many things, and then it's very time consuming. This was the problem. Problem was library conflict. Library conflict as we are having across different application. This was the problem with VM. So to avoid this library conflict, the concept of Docker came, or we can say container. Docker is a community that provides the container. So in container, what happen? Uh, in container, the things will be like this. You will be having a hardware. over that you will create a VM, and then you will install the Docker engine, then container, and so you can create separate container like container A for app B, container B for app B, and container C for application C. So now here what happen? Each container, each container has their common set of, no, not common set, dedicated set of library files. It means if I want to tune something on app A that is running on container A, then it will not impact the container B. Everything is running in, every container is running with different, we can say, in the namespace. So this is the advantage that we achieve with the uh, container. So it avoid our library conflict is not there because we have separate library files. So there are a lot of advantages that we can see advantage of container. So now on a single machine, guest OS, I can launch multiple application and that two are like separated from each other. They are not uh, impacting each other. So in this way, my IT management resources will be very less consumed because I need to launch a single guest, single OS, and it these are very fast because they get very quickly spin. Container very lightweight process you can say. So in case of VM, we were having separate guest OS for each virtual machine. That was not helping us because every time a VM will boot or shut down, the guest OS will come up and down. But in case of container, they are simply like lightweight process. Lightweight process that take very small time. In single of span of time, they come up and goes down. So they are very efficient. They are efficient. So I am also saving the time and resources. Uh, so generally what happen? So company take a hardware and then over that hardware they install a VM and over that VM they run multiple container. Okay, let me show you a diagram. So this is the diagram. So in case of VM, what was happening? We have hardware, then install the hypervisor. Then we are having so many guest OS. So you need to purchase license for every OS, and then application was running over this. Now if I run application 2 over this suppose, then it will utilize the same binary file. So if I will run multiple application over this same guest OS, then there will be library conflict. So that's why I need to provision multiple VMs. Now in case of container, you take a operating system that you can take from VM, then you install a container engine or we can also say Docker engine. And over this single platform, you can install multiple apps and these all the apps are having dedicated binary file. This is the advantage with our Docker technology. Saving resources, fast, very lightweight. So I hope now things are clear. Why Docker technology is required and what is the advantage of Docker technology. So in coming videos, we will understand more things like practical. We will see how we can create containers. Then we will further go into the Kubernetes. So this is all for this video. I hope you like it. Please subscribe my channel. I will come with more useful information. Stay safe. Thank you.